Yo guys, happy fucking New Year. This video is gonna be a little bit more, I guess you could say serious in terms of, I guess the subject, like this is gonna be like being real and being able to like relate, you know what I mean? The dangers of growing up on the internet, as the video was titled. I recently saw like a video of Angela Bassett's son doing this fucking. It was a trend where basically you pretend that such and such died, right? And essentially it led into him releasing an apology video because Angela Bassett, in typical motherly fashion, probably whooped his ass and made him realize that, hey, this is you can't do shit like that, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of the kids nowadays are a bit misguided when it comes to this fucking internet thing, because there's so many people with a platform that can just say whatever. There's a lot of people with higher status, like for instance, like there's a lot of people that follow Andrew Tate, there's a lot of people that follow, and I don't care per se for the conversation of thoughts or whatever. Some shit he says is right, some shit that he says is like super radical to the point where it's like, all right, man, now you pushing it. But getting back on topic, like our teenagers, like y'all are misguided. Like when it comes, and when I say y'all, I mean the potential like probably 13 to like 17-year-olds that could potentially be watching this, or some like 8-year-old trying to sneak on this fucking tablet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how easy it is for them to access information. They can just be like if a parent is not being responsible enough to like monitor and put codes and pay attention to the shit that's going on, the chances of a kid stumbling upon such and such is very, very it's very strong. The likelihood of them stumbling upon something that they probably shouldn't be in, which will lead to like an uncomfortable conversation between parent and child, is very strong. Case in point being me, for example. Me, when I was a kid, when I was coming up, internet was like fresh, basically. The internet was fresh and gradually building. Because I've been on the internet since I've been basically 4 years old. I was an advanced kid, if you will. I was aware of shit going on around me when I was younger. So me being on the internet, and I played Grand Theft Auto. I was playing rated M games since I was a young. I'm a veteran in the game, quite literally. But when it comes to the internet and stumbling upon shit you shouldn't, I will gladly admit that like I watched porn at a very young age. And I know like every essentially generation has their version of porn. Porn has been a thing for centuries, but like if it wasn't, if it was for if you want to equate the modern day to like a couple years ago, if it wasn't the fucking internet, it would have been Playboy magazine, shit like that. But for me, it was more unfiltered. So like me, I'm stumbling upon these bullshit, like these garbage generic little websites that may or may not have given the computer viruses, and I'm just like stumbling upon a girl shoved a vacuum hose up her vagina type shit. You know what I mean? Like very wild stuff like that. And so if you're not being careful, like if you as a parent that may have kids watching this, or if any kids watching this, be smart, man. Like if you're a kid watching this, be fucking smart. You know what I mean? Like if you know you shouldn't be doing some shit, don't fucking do it. Like, no, you should know better. If you're a parent or, you know, somebody watching this just to gain insight or, you know, whatever the case may be, like, bro, that shit is real. You know what I mean? That shit is real. Like, it is very easy to stumble. Because I remember, there was like a forum discussion like a couple years back about people that would like accidentally stumble upon the dark web, and you know what I mean, like that's dangerous. That is dangerous territory. So in essence, the purposes of this video is to make it more aware so that people can be like, oh, you know, maybe I gotta move a little bit more smarter, so, you know, I don't do something dumb in the future, or so such and such doesn't get caught up in the situation. Because, you know, a 5-year-old looking at porn, that's some serious shit. You know, it leads you to become hypersexual amongst other ordeals that can be, and all that can be avoided if there are precautionary measures taken by a person in charge of the fucking internet, or a person that is an authority figure to somebody who is below the age of 13. I would say 13, because I'm by 13, you know, if you want to watch porn, I mean, you know, puberty. A teenager is gonna discover themselves gradually, just naturally speaking. You know, if it's not through porn, you know, through other means and methods, which personally, to avoid teen pregnancies, I would tell a kid to just fucking watch porn. But, you know, and I'm not saying that I would tell a fucking kid to watch porn, but I'm saying hey man, I'm trying to avoid headlines and potential being canceled even though I really don't give a fuck, like being canceled in the future. You know what I mean? But, you know, people know what I mean. People are like, if you have any form of common sense, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, when it comes to the internet, you gotta be careful, especially since, like, I remember back in the day, watching porn and like getting fucking viruses on your computer would have a bunch of pop-ups. Like, it would have a bunch of pop-ups. Like, you could just be on the internet probably playing a game or something like that, and it would just be like a chick in the bottom hand corner, like just peeking up in the corner, like, hey, you want to play? Just like it wasn't just in those little ads where you can click X. Like, they would bombard you. They would just pop up everywhere, just pop up everywhere. It was insane. And then there was a time on the internet where we're having a customized mouse little icon was like top shit. So there were websites dedicated to these like porn. I remember specifically there was a website dedicated to like it being like a porn fucking, I don't even know how, I don't know what it was or how, but it was like dedicated to it being like a porn mouse icon, and it just gave the fucking computer all types of viruses, bunch of like bunch of fucking porn pop-ups and ads, and it was just a wild time, man. All I'm saying is just be careful out here and move smarter. Like, it is chess, not checkers out here. You have to think carefully about the stuff that you browse on the internet, because if not, you're going to stumble upon some shit that you don't want to stumble upon, and it is going to be a bad time for everybody. If you are a kid, it is going to be a bad time. If you're, you know, obviously parents, just be smart. Just be smart, you know? Be smart. Think about the things that you do before you do it. Chess, not checkers. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.